Gentlemen, continuing the Shadow Work series, part 6, I wanted to talk about the physical implications and the impact that the shadow can have on our physical bodies and our health overall. I know that for me personally, the shadow has dictated a lot of my successes and my failures in powerlifting and just in working out in general. I know for years that when I wasn't confronting the types of things that I needed to confront in my own life, my workout suffered. And when I was letting the emotions out and really sitting with them, even at the gym, I would have some of my best sessions. I remember telling a story to my cousin about how I openly wept in the gym thinking about my sister's recovery from her cancer, and I had just met my cousin, and we had hit it off and had a real understanding of each other, and of course the love that we shared for training really kind of resonated with me, and all those emotions kind of just all came together in that day, and I'd hit like a rep PR with deadlifts. And then of course, I guess a couple years back when my wife was going through a tough time, and I was confronting a lot of those emotions as well, and then I sort of let them out because I was absorbing a lot of her pain, and then as I was releasing it, there I was under that 500-pound bench bar and hitting weights I'd never hit before. So I know that it's dictated a lot of how I've trained, and the output of the success of my training has, pretty much been dictated by really delving into these aspects of the shadow that come to the surface and sitting and confronting these emotions head on instead of avoiding them altogether. And of course I mentioned from the last couple of posts and links that I sent out on the on this group, where we hold our pain and a lot of our tightness in whatever section of the body we do, sort of communicates to us where a lot of these emotions are centered. And I knew that my lower back had always been giving me trouble, right? And I trained it all the time. I was cognizant about the importance of a strong core in the sport, but I would always be in pain, and I know that was part physical, but a lot of it was emotional. I kept a lot of that bottled up in that area, and when I was reading about how it's you're masculine, your spine, your foundation is your masculine, and one of the things that gives men value is the fact that we have our own independent finances, that we're able to stay on our own 2 feet, and when that crumbles, we sort of feel that pain in the core and the foundation. Now that was an experience of mine that I knew for a fact was it wasn't stable. So over the years, as I started to gain a lot of that independent wealth and a lot of the aspects of the finances that weren't there before, what happens? The back just all of a sudden I have more relief. I'm able to tackle these situations head on, and really, the masculine side, when you think about it, it really resonates with you in big ways, because that's what we're sort of called to do a lot of times, is be the protector, but also be the person that is looked at as the one that provides, right? That's been the sort of traditional the norm, and of course I know that over time it's changed. It's either flipped or it's become equal or whatever, and not to get into the whole debate on that, but it's we've always felt a need to be the provider, and so that pressure was automatically, even though my wife was doing very well, it still was in the back of my head, keeping me out of my masculine energy. So I did what every other guy would do, and I've tried to come up with excuses, and eventually when I tackled those issues head on and actually confronted some of the things that I was fearing, all of a sudden things started happening for the better. And I really believe that these aspects really change the physical when you can confront them. Another example that I've given before is music in training and meditation, energy work. This is a very important aspect that I want to tackle a little bit more in the future. A friend of mine, Brian, some of you may know, has, he was really instrumental in showing me a lot of the energy work practice and the meditation prior to whatever ritual you have. And I used it for the gym because I knew that I needed it at the time, specifically for that, because everything in my life builds from how successful my body feels. That's the root of how I confront a lot of these things and a lot of these issues. So when I started incorporating the Norse chants and a lot of the traditional Norse meditation and music, it started to build up a lot of the energy, a lot of the tension in my muscles, and a lot of the prep work that went into better execution and better experiences in training overall. So there's no doubt how important this stuff is to the physical body. And as we delve into this a little bit more in the next couple of weeks, I really feel like we can start to really hone in on the practice of energy work and how it can really help us in all aspects, not just in our training, but in our everyday lives. So can't wait for that, and hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. And again, if you need to contact me for any reason, please do. Always here. Always have time for anyone who needs assistance and guidance. And talk to you all soon.